Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time.
And as always, shout out to our feral venerator of Soirain, Lurks.
In this series of episodes, we're going to use Origins of the Wheel of Time, not the book, but the shorts that are on Amazon Prime that were released with Season 1 as kind of starting points for discussions on the subjects that they cover. The first one is on the breaking of the world, so we're going to kind of just dive into that. These will be shorter episodes, probably about 20-25 minutes long. And for the first two, we have a very special guest. And by special guest, I mean someone that puts up with me every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's possible.
Travis, most people aren't watching this, so there's no point in waving.
Oh, and Kat and Camille can see me, so...
Travis, don't listen to James.
I don't.
Wave all you want. There you go. Perfect.
Anyway, Travis, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi, I'm Travis.
Okay.
Okay, cool. That was such a great introduction.
What else is there about me?
You're putting up with James every single fucking day.
So,
Yeah, how are you affiliated with this podcast?
So I was hired on independently to transcribe the episodes, and then I got fired, and then I got rehired. And I'm also married to James.
Also married to James, yep. It's just that last
Oh
bit.
my god.
I'm sorry that we fired you and then hired you back.
Yeah, we made a very big mistake the first time.
It's alright, no hard feelings.
A critical mistake.
We said,
Okay.
yeah, we can do it. And then we said, I will kill anybody that asks me about a transcript.
Yeah. We made a terrible, terrible mistake the first time.
Yeah, so,
To be fair, we were feeling bad about giving you so much work.
That is true. That is accurate.
but then we said, no, fuck that. You can do all the work.
You can do, yeah,
No, you said, fuck that, I'm gonna ask Travis again.
this is true.
It wasn't so much asking as it was telling, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Travis.
I mean, in your benefit, it is the only time that I actually listen to the podcast, so...
There you
Oh, I don't
I
even
didn't
listen to the
episodes
podcast at
that I
all.
didn't transcribe.
There you go.
I don't listen to us at all. It's boring.
Fuck off, James.
No, it's great.
I don't think we should say that.
Love you.
Oh, our podcast is great. We're in the top 20% of podcasts on Buzzsprout.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
we are thriving.
congratulations.
you would know that if you attended the quarterly business meetings.
Mhm.
I wasn't invited to the quarterly business meetings, was I?
No.
I don't know.
You're on our staff. Are you part of our business?
No?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm a,
So the breaking of the world,
It's the breaking of our world.
the breaking of the entire world. I personally loved this short.
Mm-hmm.
I am really happy. I love the Age of Legends, and I love like all of that ancient history stuff. And I thought the cinematics were really, really cool, and the way that they did it with the Aes Sedai introducing the story as opposed to just like
Yeah.
it happening when it happened.
Yep.
That's really cool because it shows that the Aes Sedai are still learning, still figuring shit out, and they don't know everything. And I like that.
Yeah. No, it's I really like the animation style. When I was watching it, I'd watched it a couple times before, but then I was rewatching it to get prepared for this today, and once again I was like, oh, this is I really like the way that this is done. I think it fits. I can't put my finger on why, but I feel like it fits really well thematically with the Wheel of Time. Like it just seems to go together. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a few things that I thought was very interesting. The fact that it's a Bronn that is teaching that is very nice because it's basically the story of the prologue of the Eye of the World, a prologue that many people wanted to see in the TV show. Which I'm in the mind that we already got it once with Winter Dragon, and that was one too many times. So I like that they kind of took that story and turned it into like it's really a story that is being told.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like I love that it starts with literally one of the quotes at the end of the prologue of The Eye of the World.
Mm-hmm.
That long quote about the shadow falling upon the land and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Everyone can read that. It's a nice start, I think.
Yeah. I'm thinking we're still going to get at least a version of that scene sometime later. That is my thinking.
Yeah, I think there will be flashbacks, definitely. I don't know if it'll be the entire scene.
No, maybe not.
But it would be interesting to watch, like, have a dream sequence when Lews Therin is taking over Rand's mind or influencing his mind a whole bunch, and we see kind of, like, flashes of the Strike at Shale Ghul, which, after watching this, I also read the Strike at Shale Ghul. I don't know if any of you have read that.
A long time ago.
No.
A while back. Yeah, a while ago. Mm-hmm.
I would like an entire, like, spin-off series or short season about the Age of Legends and just all the run-up to that, personally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see the big orb coming down and exploding or whatever.
Paradisen?
Yep, that's the one.
Yep, same.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I didn't know the name either, so that's fine.
Neither did I. Yeah.
Fucking losers.
I know.
Paradisen. Paradise.
Paradis.
Oh. Ooh.
I know.
It sounds so boring when we say regular. You make words sound so cool.
I know, it's just a French accent. Every American or Northern American is only for French accent, except James, who apparently doesn't like that.
Yeah.
I think French accents are very nasally and disgusting.
I know.
Jimmy's like, yes.
I agree. I actually hate hearing French accents, but somehow
Really?
it's a worse thing. Like when I try to make my French accent worst, it makes people hornier, which I definitely do not like that.
You're just making people horny on Bane, huh?
So one thing I think that this short did really well was show just how much, like, the men impacted the world, like the men going crazy, and it actually made it feel a little bit more real, so it gave a lot of context to why everybody is afraid of male Aes Sedai, as opposed to it just being or male channelers, as opposed to them just being, like, you know, gender folk. What is it? Misandrist.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of that, but and also it's interesting considering that in episode 8 we then get prologue, like a cold open. That's the term I was looking for. A cold open in the Age of Legend, which is so futuristic and fancy, and there's flying vehicles or whatever. And with that shorts, we know how we get to where we are right now.
Well,
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked. I think I've had this rant with Travis, but that is not how the city should have looked in episode 8. Because when Lews Therin is proposing the strike at Shale Ghul, like, they've already been in this war for at least 50 years. Like, people have died. It would not look this utopian.
No, but, like, it can be an utopian in one single city while being a freaking mess elsewhere. Like, when you were in the middle of, like, World War II, if you're in the Northern American continent, you don't see anything shit happening.
Okay, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess they were just in America where everything was fine.
That was my assumption, that they, like, you know, they were in the middle of this war, but, like Camille said, not everything is just overtaken by the signs of war, you know?
All right, you heard it here first, folks. James admits that they were wrong.
What?
Travis, is this a good day today?
That's the first time I've ever heard that in the entire time I've known you.
Wow.
Sweet. So what did you think about, Travis, what did you think about the short?
I thought it... cinematically, it was amazing. I loved the art style of the shorts.
No, I was leaning you closer to the mic because you're talking so quietly. Jesus Christ. I was not hugging you, you stupid bitch.
James, you had an opportunity to say, yeah, hugs.
No!
And you just bailed on it. You were just like, no, fuck that shit.
I got shots.
Romance? I don't know her.
What did I think of the short?
I don't know them. Why would romance be why would romance be not that gender, Kat? Why?
I don't know.
Romance is a boat.
So as a short myself, I, as James often says,
You are 6'1".
who made me lower my chair before we got on screen.
I'm pretty sure we met at JordanCon. You were not small.
Yeah, no.
I
compared
just
to
like...
James.
Yeah, I just like to say he's short because he's like 2 inches shorter than me. And whenever I wake up in the morning, he always slouches.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I wake up in the morning and I'm standing up, I'm like, oh, I can see the tip of your head. You're so short. And he says,
And I'm like, that's a great observation.
can you not hit things?
Yeah, no.
Just because you're mad?
I'm not mad. I'm glad.
Okay, get glad trash bags.
Yes, that are my thoughts. That are my thoughts on the short.
Mm-hmm.
That are my thoughts on the short. You heard it here, folks.
Official statement. Official stance.
Official statement. Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and also that I want to see more of the Age of Legends, more than honestly anything else in the actual series. So,
Cat.
Yeah, I want also a series or a spin-off or something on the Age of Legends. Because it just looks so cool. I wasn't expecting to see a flashback to the Age of Legends this early on, but I really like that they've already kind of set that up. And also, I think it was in episode 1 where we got that really nice wide shot of that area, like wherever they were, like in Wheel of Time. And then we got the same shot of the Age of Legends, and you see like the contrast and like just how much has changed. And how much damage has been done, and how much damage the breaking did to the world. And it's, I like that they really, I think they really drove that point home that like, no, like it's, things were like fucked. Like it changed everything. Everything changed.
Yeah. I was reading, like I said, I was reading The Strike at Shale Ghul right after this.
Mm-hmm.
And which describes like what happened. It doesn't go into detail about what happened at the Boar itself, but it does. One of the lines in there is like, by chance the 13 Forsaken were also there and sealed at the Boar, and I was like, by chance, like it just seems convenient.
Yeah. So I wonder what the reasoning for that was. Why were they there?
they were having their company picnic.
There you go.
Oh, their annual picnic?
Their annual picnic. I like that.
Servants of the Dark One.
Annual picnic.
I mean, to be fair, if you have a big battle coming up right in your home base, you do want all of your main forces to be around, maybe? I don't know.
This is true.
Could be.
That's true. That makes sense.
No, I mean, the line is, by chance, all 13 of the Forsaken were at Shale Ghul, perhaps summoned for a conference with the Dark One, and they were trapped in the ceiling, thus decapitating at one stroke the Shadow's leadership.
Okay.
So it was just like
They were
TDO
there for-
Con. It was the Dark One Con.
Dark One Con. There you go. What would the Dark One Con be like? Oh, it would be bad.
No.
It would be so bad. No, I don't want to think about that.
I mean, I would still go to all the workshops and stuff, just...
Yeah.
I mean, the
for the
workshops
experience.
would be like how to torture people efficiently, taught by Semirog.
Semirog, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Compelling 101 by Grendel.
With Grendel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Honestly?
God Complex with Ishmael.
Honestly, I'm kind of into this. Someone should do like a parody type thing.
You're like, I don't want to go. That doesn't sound good. And 30 seconds later, you're like, yep.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm on board.
no, I'm on board with this now. Yeah, I changed my mind very quickly.
Moghedien teaches dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lanfear teaches dreaming, but better.
Dreaming, but better.
And then Moghedien is like, dreaming, but betterer.
But betterer.
It's just a series of workshops.
I mean, the real lesson in Mogedian's one is how to be a useless simp. And that's
Yeah.
that's just her. That's really what you learn. You think that you're learning about dreaming, but I mean, that's what she is. She knows who she is.
Fucking with Balthamel.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's called.
That's the workshop. Fucking with Balthamel.
Fucking with Balthamel. Okay.
It's a very interactive course.
Oh, I mean, it would have to be. Oh. Oof.
Genetic engineering with Agonor.
Ah, that's good.
Acoustic guitar with Asmodean.
Oh.
With Asmodean. Uh-huh.
Overcoming inferiority complexes with Samael.
Yes. Self-confidence. It would be a self-help.
Oh, it would be a Brene Brown.
Yes, exactly. Oh my god.
Lanfear, I thought would teach about healthy relationship dynamics and boundaries.
He's just not that into you with Lanfear.
Oh yeah, what did Ravine do?
Amazing.
What's he into?
Sexual compulsion with Robin.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh.
That's not as fun.
It doesn't do much, Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at Robin and I'm like, he literally just uses it to like fuck with women.
Yeah.
Taking over matriarchy with compulsion.
Oh, so it's a pickup artist track.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like one of those how to get a woman in 5 steps.
Oh, it's like the really toxic like pickup
Mhm.
like artist type thing. Yeah. That would be him.
Red Pill Ravine.
And then who are we missing? Are we missing anyone?
Yeah, so infiltration with Masana.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
It's the only actually useful conference of the World Convention.
Yes.
I will say.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only one where you actually learned like skills. Transferable skills.
Hiding in plain sight with Demandred.
Okay.
Or how to throw them off your trail with Demandred.
With Demandred, yeah. Okay.
Also, maybe he tag teams with Samael, the inferiority complex one.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they're kind of
It's a partnership there.
yeah. It's and then who are we? Bilal?
No, that was
Is that one? That was it. Oh.
Yeah, Mihail is the only one that we didn't count, and that would be
Okay.
Who Gives a Shit with Mihail. But he also wasn't in the Age of Legends, so
This is true. Okay. This is good.
so yeah, that is why they were conveniently at the Dark One's prison,
That's why they were there.
or the Boar, because they were attending TDOCon.
TDOCon.
Do they have the big ribbon things like you do at JordanCon, where you hang the ribbons off of your little badge?
Yes, I'm sure they
Oh.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm
Yeah.
in.
Kat, are you familiar with this at all?
Yeah, because you sent me some pictures. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they would. This all sounds very good. This is now my new headcanon. They were preparing for TDOCon.
I mean, I'm just saying, if it's anything like preparations for JordanCon, it does require everyone to be there for mandatory meetings.
Yeah. There you go. That tracks. What were we talking about again?
I mean, if anybody is interested in co-hosting the Dark One Con with me, hit me up.
Yeah, you're going to be the Cinnamon Roll hosts the Dark One Con. No, I don't know. I think the Breaking of the World was really well done here. There was one, like, when everything exploded, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So they did a good job with, like,
Shit.
showing everything.
Yeah.
I like there's a moment where the brown sister mentioned the dark one, and the picture we see is actually the
Is Shamel?
is actually Shamel, the Shamel we see in the dreams.
But
Yes.
Alsamon?
Yeah, bad. I mean, so
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch, a way to throw off people because that episode came out when the first 3 episodes came out.
That's right. Yeah.
So we had already seen Ishamel in the dreams. So nice. It's a nice way to make people think this was indeed the Dark One, so that the mystery is still kept regarding who that man is.
Yeah.
I did think one line in there that was like, he slew his children, she bore him, was a little weird. I'm like, why don't you just say he slew his children?
We're their children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The children he and his wife created and furnished a loving home.
I think it's because the previous sentence is he murdered his beloved wife. So it's like as a connection to the previous sentence, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I think I feel like Aes Sedai at any given time, they just need to say things in the most dramatic way possible.
That's fair.
And this is a brown sister. Like, it's, you know, it's just, I think that's just their thing.
Okay, but like, let's be real. In most fantasy thing, people talk in such dramatic way.
Yes, this is true.
Moraine in French is like so freaking dramatic. It's hilarious.
I bet she is. That doesn't surprise me.
So, one thing, I was reading The Strike at Shale Ghoul. I mentioned this the last time. And it was basically Latra. We're going to get there. Just a second.
Posey Decumé.
We're going to get there, I said. Latra Pose
Decume.
Decume. Latra Pose Decume. Thank you. I found it on my own.
There you go.
Was basically like made every female Aes Sedai like sign an oath saying that they would never help Lews Therin. Even the ones that were too weak to do it. So I'm like, at that point, it's just gathering signatures.
Yeah.
It specifically says in there that she gathered people that even if they were too weak to do it. And I thought that was very petty and amazing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, even if they're weak, maybe with a Sangreal or Nangreal they could have helped?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because the plan was to use the 2 ter'angreal to access the Sangreal.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Latra plans. That was not Lews Therin plan. And the thing is that they lost the key to the Sangreal. Like the 2 Sangreal thing, it's a backup plan. Well, not a backup plan. It was a main plan, but Lews Therin plan was a backup plan.
Was a backup plan, right?
Because they lost access to the key to the Sangreal, so it's like, okay, let's seal the door then, without the Sangreal.
I'm not confident enough to remember, because it's been so long.
It all sounds real complicated. I'm with Latra Pose on this.
I mean, I do find it's James looks like they're buffering right now.
James is rereading it.
No, I'm just reading.
Okay.
To see whether I'm right or not.
Oh, I see.
It's fine, we can have a few minutes of silence. It's going to be cut in the end of it.
This is true.
But I want to know whether I'm right or not. Because I know there was 2 plans.
One of the plans for ending the war quickly proposed by Lews Therin centered around a direct attack on the boar, 7 focus points, the seals, a rating for 7 female, 6 male. The plan was considered risky. Lews Therin was going to personally lead it. Another plan at the time centered around 2 huge Sangreal. One attuned to Saidin and one attuned to Saidar. But you said that was Latra Pose's plan. It was just another plan.
It's another plan, but it's... The thing is that Lews Therin plan was not involving the Sangreal.
Right, Lews Therin did not. You're right. You're right there.
I see. Okay. There we go.
I'm trying to figure out where the...
I was not fully right, but I was a bit more right than you were.
You are, yes.
Support for... No, I'm sorry. You were completely right. Support for the use of the Great Sangreal and opposition to attempting to implant the seals centered around a woman named Latra Pose Decume.
There we go.
That sounds like winning.
There we have it. That sounds like winning.
I'll take the win.
There we go. A win is a win.
Wait, was she not the Amerlin?
No, she was not
some
the
rando?
She was... Okay, so don't ever let... You know what? I'm glad you're only on this episode and the next episode calling Latra Pose Decume a rando.
I just thought she was like an official.
No, she was not an official in any way. Lews Therin was the Amerlin seat.
Oh, cut this whole part out.
No.
No, I'm keeping that.
Camille's like, no, I don't think I will.
And Latra Pose was a very strong Aes Sedai
Yes.
that eventually, during the War of Power, came to rival Lews Therin's prominence.
Right.
She earned the nickname Cutter of the Shadow. So, Shadar Nor.
Yep.
What's that come from?
Shadar.
Nor? I don't know.
You read the book? I don't know.
Nori. from Rings of Power.
Oh.
That dumbass.
Oh.
Wait, you're talking about me or her?
Oh.
Nori.
Oh,
Nori's a
okay.
dumbass.
Okay.
Oh my
No.
god. Jeez. My gosh.
I like Nori.
Nori's great.
You're gonna get yourself canceled on the...
What's your beef with Nori?
Okay, so anyway, thank you for listening to this episode of the Queers of Time podcast. We've kind of stayed on topic, but this is one where we did not do any kind of planning because you apparently liked Chaos episodes, listeners.
Hey.
If you like our podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. I don't have our outro pulled up. You can also follow us on Twitter, Discord, or
No, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok,
Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Queers of Time,
MySpace.
MySpace if things keep going south with Elon.
I mean, we'll see.
Tumblr. We need to make a Tumblr.
Tumblr. Yes.
Oh yeah, we'll probably make a Tumblr too.
Yes, yes.
We aren't getting on Mastodon because that's too many syllables.
No. It's too much. It's way too much. Yeah.
But anyway, or you can join our Discord server, which is pretty active these days.
Yeah.
Also, if you're able to, we would love to have your support on Patreon. Matt isn't here, so I'm going to pronounce it the way I want to pronounce it. Kat, I don't care.
I know you don't.
We would love to have your support on Patreon. Running a podcast is very expensive, and we would love to have your help to cover these costs. We love you. Thank you. Kisses.
Love you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and Travis was here. Thank you for doing all of our transcription, Travis.
Thank you for loving me.
Thank you, Travis,
Thank you so much.
for saving our sanity.
Yeah, we literally hate doing the transcriptions, so if anybody
Oh my god.
uses the transcriptions and likes them,
Please let us know.
yeah,
Let us, yeah.
Travis deserves thanks.
I like listening to y'all's beautiful voices.
Aw.
Thank you.
That's gay.
Well,
Yeah, well, he's married to you, so
yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, but that means something.
Something is, it's a little fruity.
A little fruity.
A little bit.
A little fruity. Just a bit.
Wait, are you...
Don't do that. Don't do that joke. That joke is so stupid.
Do you have a crush on me?
Do you have a crush on me?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be like, are you gay? I hate
know
that
that.
joke. I hate that joke so much.
Why?
It's so lazy.
Are you hitting on me?
Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.
And as always, thank you to our, what is it called?
Feral
Feral Venerator of
Surain.
Soiree.
Oh my god. I feel like we made this so hard.
Come on, cat.
I know, it's... Okay, 1 second.
We decided on this months ago. 6 months ago.
I know what we did. It's just, sometimes I regret our choices.
You're allowed to open the the document of another episode just to remember the name.
But that's the whole thing. It's fine. I'll remember it now.
Okay.
And as always, thank you to our Feral Venerator of Soirain. I'm just gonna open it. 1 second.
Oh.
I'm not good at improving. I can't improv. I need something in front of me.
That's why there's ways.
I know. That's what I'm doing.
No, Waze is a driving app.
No, you're not supposed to go in there. It's dangerous.
Fuck, James.
Oh my god. 1 second.
Let's just leave this in the entire... Let's just save this for our bloopers. Our blooper episode.
Oh, I got a blooper?
Okay, I have it now.
Do you guys notice that sometimes I actually put the bloopers at the end of the episode?
I did notice that. I was dying laughing, finishing up the final go through of the transcript last night because it's the bit about James doing the spray, and we were just it was very funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's very, very funny. It was very funny.
It made talking easier.
I mean, I'm happy for you, I guess. But anyway.
Should I go get some?
No.
Okay.
Okay, cat, shout out.
Okay, I'm doing it. Yes. And as always, shout out to our Feral Venerator of Soirain, Lurks.
You needed an entire document just to do that.
Listen. I can't. Listen. I have too much going on in my brain.
As always, a shout out to our feral venerator of Soiree.
I couldn't remember the order of the things.
Yeah, no, it's 11 words. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is.
Don't be a boob.
Thank you. I agree.
I thought it was great.
It is a lot.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Say what you're going to say. Hurry up. Wow. Sorry, I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling.
I'm not yelling, Nynaeve yelled.
okay, Nynaeve.
Yeah. Can you see why she's my favorite?